G'day, g'day, comrade subscribers. So, thanks for hanging around. Thought we'll have a look at the Thomson MO5 Platini special edition that came out. So, Michel Platini's a famous French footballer. Bit of controversy recently, but when this came out, I think in '84 perhaps, whoops, I think he just captained France to win the European Championships, hence the tie-in. So, as I showed you in the quick look that we had, comes in this rather fetching bag. Let's have a bit more of a look at it. So here we go. It's a pretty decent bag actually. So unfortunately, I don't know what I could do about fixing that. So it's happened on both sides. Yeah, but otherwise it's a pretty decent bag, and it holds everything. We've got compartments and everything, so it holds everything. So it's not too bad. And of course, we've got the signature. So let's have a look. So of course we've got, where shall we start? We've got the machine itself. So it's an MO5 with a proper keyboard this time, and customized colours. It's not a bad keyboard at all actually. I'll go get the original MO5. It is pretty much, the case is identical, except for the keyboard, and as you can probably, don't know if you can tell, but the keys are a little smaller than normal, and that's because this is the form factor, so they can fit the rubber keyboard in, but if they want to fit these proper keys in, then the keys have to be smaller. So, but yeah, let's just get that out of the way. Maybe I need to zoom out a bit. Okay, and of course it comes. So as we've seen with the other computers, Thomson computers, some come with a built-in power supply, and so we've got the power cable. Some come with the SCART cable built in, some don't. So in this case we've got an external power supply and a built-in SCART cable. I'm not a fan, but obviously it takes up a lot less space than having a SCART interface here, although really, anyway. Anyway, who knows. So there we go. So we've got that, and we've got an MO5 LEP, I'm not going to say the French, but magnetophone cassette recorder. So the difference between this and the TO series is that the decoding is different on the tape. So you can't actually use one of these on a TO series and vice versa. Or you can't read the tapes, something like that. So yeah, so we'll do a little bit of repair work on this one, and we'll see if we can get audio in aux in working, so that we can load something from the computer. So we've got that. What else? Oh, we've got the light pen, crayon optique. So plugs into the interface on the side. So it's a 5-pin DIN, but it's a different style of DIN than the cassette, so that you don't plug the cassette, so that you don't mix them up. Whoops, as we can see here. So we've got normal 5-pin DIN there, and then we've got the 5-pin DIN, but the angles are different. I can't remember what the angles are off the top of my head, because there is actually power on one of these pins for the crayon optique. So yeah, so we'll give that a try maybe. Right, what else have we got? So this is the sound and well, music and game module. So game module in that it's got a pair of joystick ports. So, and this is actually the one that came on the original MO5. So this is the network interface there. So the difference, like one thing about the MO5 is that it's only got one expansion port. So if we have a look at the MO5 again, we've just got the single expansion port on the back here. Actually, that's one thing I'm surprised by, is that most computers where they've got this sort of cover, plastic cover stuff, these are long gone. These have disappeared years ago. But all of the Thomsons I've got have have these in place, which is a bit strange. So this one, yeah, you can only fit one expansion on the back here, like so. Whereas other machines, like there we go. Whereas other machines have got multiple expansions. So that's just something to note. So we've got the power supply. Interesting with these ones is they do actually come like with a switch on them. So yeah, anyway, standard power supply. The output is 17 volts. Jesus. Okay, fair enough. And sensor negative. But yeah, okay, fair enough. 17 volts. Right, just about finished, and we've got the joysticks. So an action button, and I don't know, are they analog? There's no let's have a look here. Yeah, well, definitely got to pull one of those apart, don't we? So interesting. But yeah, so these are all obviously, we'll get to the end of it. 1, 2, 3, is it 6 pinned in? Yeah. So yeah, right. That's all cleaned out. So let us do some more stuff. So here's the original MO5 with the rubber keyboard and the Platini model. So like I said, pretty much identical except for the colour and the mechanical keyboard. So yeah, I reckon definitely mechanical is nicer. Yeah, so obviously the colour scheme of the cassette recorder, the magnetophone, matches. So actually it's a bit of a mess here, but let's pull apart the magnetophone first and see if we can just make some quick repairs. Okay, so yeah, here's the LEP MO5. So this one's got AC power in, and actually one thing I noticed is that the record button is you can push down. So normally you can't push the record button down because the little divot depends on whether you've got the write protect tab broken off or not, and that's usually a mechanical thing, so that if there is no tape, or if the tape in there does have it broken off, you can't press that down. So, but maybe it's a bit, yeah, I guess I think that's the mechanism. I think that's it there in the back, isn't it? If I get the light over a bit more, that the one in the back for the write protect tab. Yeah, so let's see. Right, but let's pull it apart. This is it's a bit broken, so I don't know if I can do anything there. Maybe glue it or something. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we've got 4 screws on the bottom. All appear to be the same length, which is nice. This one's almost off. Okay. Alright, so nothing's stuck. Oh, something's stuck to the bottom. Le transformer, the transformer. Okay. There we go. So what should we do? It's always annoying when you've got things attached. Bloody hell, that looks pretty dodgy. Let me show you. No, if that's been soldered in, like someone's been in here and that's been soldered back in, but those are some long ass wires, so I might desolder the transformer just to make it easier to work on this, because I also want to try and add aux in, which I'll have to figure out, have a look at the schematic. But, yeah, and then also want to fix that there, so that'll be that's pretty simple. That'll just be glued heat shrink. Maybe if I can get the glued heat shrink on, might have to pull some of it apart or desolder it. I'll have to see. All right, let's get this off first. Okay, so that's pulled off. So I'll get this board off. So one interesting thing about the Thomson computers is that they actually use stereo cassettes. So most computers, I guess, just were mono because you just need the data track. Whereas on Thomson computers, they had the data track on one channel, and then they had an audio track possibly on the other channel. I can't remember if it's left or right, whichever. So that's why we've got two channels coming in from the playhead, and then we've also got the erase head connection there as well. So we've got three wires. So normally when we want to do the aux in, do we want to do it, we'll get it before, because it's a pretty weak signal on the tape. So what I like to do normally is I try to get in before the preamp, because when we're playing back on the computer, we can obviously adjust the volume from very low to very high. So by getting it at the preamp stage, we can put in a very low volume, and or do I go in after the preamp? Maybe I go in after the maybe I go in after the preamp and before the comparator or something like that. So yeah, so let's get this off, because we need to get this off to get this other wire fixed. So it looks like we've got two belts on here as well. Usual counter belt down here, and then the main drive belt here. And they look okay. All right, so Phillips head here, and then a flat head there. Okay, that's different. Okay. I need to actually get the schematics. So Daniel's website, dcmoto.free.fr, excellent site. It's got so much information on there. Right, so can we disconnect this one easily, or do we have probably got our clip on the back there? Let's disconnect this one. Oh, that's a bit dodgy. So that's for the drive motor, I guess. So we just want to... That's very dodgy. Okay. Alright, so that's off. A few other things are soldered on, so we can't really do much about those. Alright, we've got a clip at the back. Get that off. Yes, I shouldn't be pulling the wires, but there we go. Okay, so it's probably similar to the MO6, I guess, well, I'm assuming. So we've got a quad op amp there, I guess. Oh, okay, here we go. So it looks like we've got the rectification here. So we've got DC coming in AC coming in here, rectifier, smoothing, and then maybe that's the regulator there. We're using 8 volts like we were in the other one, I wonder. I'll see if I can get that clip off. Clip flew somewhere. So it looks like we're using 12 volts, I guess. Am I reading that right? 7812. So we're using 12 volts, not the weird 8 volts. We're in the TO7. Oh, there's that clip. Yeah, I was levering it and it shot off. So, yep, so I could probably replace that with a modern... Yeah, I've got a modern one that does 12 volts, I think. So I might replace that, reduce the heat. Don't need the heat sink. Anyway, that's on there. All right, so first thing is let's see if we can repair this. So I do have heat shrink that will fit over that, but then I think it'll be too wide, too big for that. So what I might do is maybe see if I can just pull those out individually and then get the heat shrink over that. Let's see. It might be a bit tricky because it looks like the clip, there's a little bit hold on each side that's holding it in. So I'm going to have to kind of push down on this side and that side to be able to pull it out. But that's what I'm going to do, so I can fix that. Doesn't look too bad, just hopefully I can, so just push it in and then push it in on the other side. I guess hopefully I can just push them out again before I put them back in, and then it comes out. So to remember what order they were, I meant to take a photo. That's all right. I'll review the footage. I'll review the footage and remember. Yep. So I'll finish that off. Get the heat shrink on, and then get the schematic to see if we can add some aux in. Well, assuming it works. Yep. So as I say, oh, it's so easy. Here we go. And then the last one. Like so. Just push it in. Done. All right. Heat shrink, maybe 8mm, maybe 8mm or 6mm. Let's see, what would we got? What have we got? So I think that's 6mm, so 8mm is probably better. We got 8mm. That's 4mm. That's 8mm. Yeah, that'll work nicely. So how far up do I want to go? Probably, well, it's broken there. Well, it was just hanging out like that, wasn't it? So maybe if I do maybe that much, that should be enough. Right, I'll do that and we'll be back. I've got it, the big blick one, then blick, then red, then white, then yellow. So before I put them back in, what I need to do is make sure that these little things on the side are sticking out again. Like, which way? See if we can zoom in a bit more. Just trying to, hang on, let me have a look again. We got the, oh yeah, it's just, yeah, we just need to make sure, oh that's all blurry, I know. You just need to stick that, which way does it go? Let me fiddle with this one. That's it. So you just got to, too close, I know. Just going to make sure that these little arms are sticking out again before we push them in, so that they lock in place. So what I'll do is I'll put the, now they've got the heat shrink on. I'll put the plug back on and then heat shrink it. Okay. How's that repair? Nice and simple. That's worthy of a like, isn't it? Worthy of a like on the video. And then we plug back in that way. Yep. All right. So let me get the schematics, and try and guess where to add our aux in. I've got the schematic, so it looks like there's two versions. There's a Mark 50 90 and a Mark 50 50. So the 5050's got the 12 volt regulator, the 5090's got the 8 volt regulator. So that was one simple way of telling. So we've just got the 12 volt regulator there. So, entrée digitale. So we've got the digital input. Oh no, that's going, I was going from the computer. Okay, so we want, yeah, so the digital output, so up here, so we've got, yeah, it's nicely labelled. So we've got a preamp here, then we've got differentiator, integrator, chopper, and then comparator. And then before it all goes, motor control, there, that one there, this one here, here we go, this one here, digital output 2, which is the yellow one. Anyway, so I'm thinking maybe sticking the aux in there at the output pin 7 of TKO80, is it right? No, IKO2, or is it TLO82? TLO82, which is this one here. Okay, pin 7 of the preamp. So before, let me just grab what I need. Very simply, I'll just solder this in to pin 7 and then to ground, and then give it a try, I guess. See if it works, and if it does work, then I will wire in a proper socket. So have a look here. It doesn't really give us much. Probably have to take the mechanism out and everything. So it's the small 8-pin fellow. So be this one here. So that'll be the preamp there by itself. And so that's pin 1. So I'm looking on the other side. I'm guessing here. If that's pin 1. So I should tack it onto there. What comes out next is a resistor. And it does look like, yeah, it is connected to, does look like it is connected to a one of these resistors. All right, so I'll give that a go. I'm going to have to connect up the power again, aren't I? Unless, rather than having that input, I can just add, well, we've got 12 volts, so I'm going to have to put in at least 14 volts, I guess. I want to do that, or do I want to fiddle around having mains? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. All right. Or what can I do with this? Yeah, I might change this so that this can be disconnected. Yeah, all right, I'll do that as well. But first, I think it's Long Island iced tea o'clock. So time to make Long Island iced tea. Not my Long Island iced tea yet. Let's just quickly doing this. So I've added on the auxiliary in. So pin 7, which is the preamp output, and then pin 4, which is ground. And then I'll just soldered on a longer wire so that I can power it. But what I was thinking is, because the MO5's adapter outputs 17 volts apparently, why don't I use this to power the cassette recorder as well? So all I need to do is just get a split on one of these, and it can plug into both the computer and this. That way I get rid of the transformer, I get rid of the AC input. I could bypass the rectifiers. So I could bypass the rectifiers as well, which would save a little bit of heat. Or I could just reuse them, and that way I don't have to worry about the polarity of the DC input. It can be either way, and the rectifiers will sort it out for me. So if I'm putting 17 volts in, yeah, 17.5 here is what it reckons. So I might as well reuse the same power supply. That way I save a power point as well. So, but yeah, I'll try this out first. which is going to be a bit of a pain actually, because I'm going to have to get my Sony hard drive recorder with the SCART input up here, and then hook it up to RGB something or other, and then get the computer, and then figure something, find some MO5 software I can try out. But yeah, drink first. Right, so I think we're all set to go. So we've got the MO5, modified MO5 there, AC power in still, and we have our auxiliary in cable there connected to the computer. Got the MO5 power supply. I've got my Sony hard drive DVD recorder for the SCART, and then we've got the I've got the Elgato. So I've got S-video output from the Sony hard drive recorder onto the Mac to capture that. And I've got Arkanoid here, so I'm going to try and load that. So let me set up and we'll give it a try. Okay, let's, what's we got here? Alright, continue. Alright, start recording, power on. Oh, very good. Okay, MO5 basic 1.0. Now I've got Arkanoid set up here, so I've learnt that if we do load, so we can do basic and insert load, but we don't want to do that because it'll load a program that needs to run straight away. So we'll just do run. So we can do actually basic R, run, on tray. Okay, now we press play on here. Hey, found Arkanoid.bas. Whoop, error 53. What does that mean? So let's go basic L, list mode list. No, error 2, list. Alright. Huh? Error 53. I wonder what error 53 is. Oh, maybe maybe the volume's too loud. Okay, let's reset. Okay. What about if we load? Let's try load. Alright. Press play. Okay, and stopped. Error 53 again. Okay, so tape is okay, because one thing that it does do is it does detect whether the tape recorder is connected and powered on. So for example, if I power off the tape recorder and I try and do load like that, you get error 60 because it knows that the tape recorder isn't powered on. So power the tape recorder back on. What about if we just do load? Searching. Error 53, and it still hadn't loaded properly. So I don't think listing's going to do anything because I don't think there's anything to list. Alright, so let's adjust. Okay, playback levels at 85%. So let's adjust it down to say 50%. That's what I think I've done before. Reset. Okay, so let's try run again. Okay, press play. Error 53. Okay. Let's put the playback level to 60%. And try again. What we're doing run, weren't we? Alright. Let's just reset just to be sure. Run. Don't mind this keyboard actually. Okay. Error 53 again straight away. Alright, let's put, okay, what about if we adjust the gain down 3 dB, which is what, half, isn't it? Let's reset. Let's just do load, shall we? Alright. What happens now? Error 53. Alright, so it's definitely not finding it when we do it like that. Actually, I wonder if the problem is I don't know if this is for MO6 or MO5, because MO6 has got 64K built in. This one's got 40, well, it's got 48, but I think a lot is used for the video RAM as well. Playback level to 75%. Let's just try one more time, then I'll try and find some more software. Let's do load. No, it's not happy now, is it? So that's at 85%, or 75%. What if we put it at 100%? That's going to be loud. Load. Okay, found the header. Alright, we got error 53 again. Alright, so it found the header that time. Last time it couldn't pick up the header. Let me show you. We've got basically this small section here, which is where it goes, okay, it's found arcanoid.bas. So that's kind of like the header, and then we've got the data, and we're getting the error 53 during the data. And then we have a pause, and then we have this, another header, then data, and another pause, then another header of the file, and then all the data. So we're having a problem. So that time, at the volume set at 100%, we could read the header, but then we got error 53 reading the data. Okay. So I'm just wondering whether I need to, because last time I did this was MO6, so maybe I need to check for MO5 software. Actually, I've got Way of the Tiger. Let me try Way of the Tiger. That says MO5. Right, let's try Way of the Tiger. So start recording. Start recording. Okay, so Way of the Tiger MO5. Let's do run. Let's press play. Sorry, 80. What am I? Okay, so I'm at playback level 80. 80% here. Error 53 in 10. Oh, okay. Okay, so can we do a list? Error 61. Alright, so it's still not loading properly. Wonder if I should work on this a bit later. Alright, let me go and find one more program. We'll try one more program and then we'll see. Let's pull a joystick apart. Just 2 screws. Does it have a model? No model number under here. Alright. So what I'll do with the magnetophone is I will add in a DC socket. Get rid of that transformer. So I'm just wondering, at the moment, where am I? So at the moment, I'm coming in there. I'm just wondering whether maybe I should come in here. So we go from 5.8 volts, 5.6 volts. Well, there's negative. That's the output. Differentiator. Maybe I should come to the output of the differentiator. Yep. Alright, I'll have a think about it. So let's have a look at the joystick. So 2 large screws that we've just taken out. Okay. Okay, there we go. Pretty effective. I guess there's a spring in there. Okay, so that could be cleaned. And, well, talk about basic, eh? Oh, bloody hell. Thin film. Okay, be careful there. I guess it looks like something there. Feels like, okay, a big spring there. Do I turn this around? Maybe. Maybe. Or do I turn it the other way? Do I turn it this way? Or I don't turn it at all? So how does it work then? So we've got a ring. So this kind of like, oh, okay, there'll be two layers, won't there? How do I get this off? Oh, okay, there's one of those things there. That thing there. Alright, I'm going to fiddle for a bit. I'm a bit dumbfounded. I don't want to do anything that's going to break it, but I can lever under here, so I don't know if that's maybe clipped under there or something. But I'm guessing it's some sort of membrane type thing. Yeah, unfortunately I can't really. So there is that locking pin there. So I should. No, I don't want to. That's pushing it down. That's going the opposite direction to what I want. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. That's well, that's disappointing, isn't it? Can't get into it any further. Oh, and that just presses that there. Okay. Okay, that's something I'm going to have to come back to as well, I guess. Alright, there we go. So what am I going to do next? Well, I think I'm going to sort out the power supply on the LEP. Oh shit, that's still plugged in. Unplug that. So I get rid of this, get rid of the transformer. I've just got DC in. And then, let me grab it. So I can use this on the power supply. And then one goes to the computer, ordinator, and the other one goes to the LEP. Just like that. I don't need this AC power in. And I'll have a bit more of a think whether I need to move this from the op amp, because it did kind of work when I wasn't recording it. It was picking it up. I'm just wondering. Okay. All right. Some further work. Hopefully that was. I don't know if I've got anything else to show. I've got the light pin. I don't know if I can really pull the light pin apart without breaking it, but it's just like a LDR, I think. And then the software figures out where it is on the screen by the timing. And it sees the thing. So we've got the. Have a quick look at this, I guess. What's in the extension, the game and music module. Quickly. So the problem with these Thomson things is that this 19-pin edge connector is hard to get. You can order them. I have ordered one from Mouser, but it's on back order. They don't have them in stock. So I'm not sure when it will come. but I was thinking I could reuse the one from the network adapter. Reuse the one from the network adapter because I don't need the network adapter. So let's see. Yeah, let's have a look at the joystick and music. So I don't know if it's got an AY in it. Okay. Oh, of course, it's got a Thomson chip in it. EF6821. Okay. And okay. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so I'll have a look at what that is. So I assume that's maybe some sort of specialized Thomson chip. So that's one of the parts you can get for the edge connector, AMP part. All right, that's it for now. Sorry I couldn't load some software. I will figure it out. I will figure you out. Bye for now.